Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about SMR, LUNR, MRAM. I'm gonna do a comparable analysis between NBIS and IREN, and I'm gonna give you updates on my CIFR Bearish thesis. But before that, a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice, and I am ghosty. And after navigating enough market cycles, I have learned that logic and clear signals beat hype and narratives every time. On this channel, we skip the noise and go straight into the charts, the data, and the factors that build my thesis. No fluff, no filler, just the alpha. So let's go into it. So as you guys know and watch from my previous videos, I was saying that this zone had a high probability of getting a bullish reaction out of it, because here we had a gap, and basically once price test the gap, we bounced, and then we retested this buying zone that I was mentioning to you guys. I never knew how low we were gonna go. That's why I always say we should scale into a position to average our longs position in this case. And we got this bounce that I was expecting. So from the lows to here, we got basically a 38% bounce on MRAM, right? So now going to SMR, it was the same mentality. We were waiting basically to accumulate into our buying zones, and we were creating a higher low from my buying zone, and it was the same approach. We scaled into a position to then get a big percentage bounce. This was a key support that I was saying before in my previous videos that likely we were gonna break down, and see, we rejected again, but now we're reclaiming this support. So I would expect moving forward, these highs, these lower highs over here, at least this one's gonna get tagged, and maybe price could even head over here and maybe even here, because that would coincide with, let's say, 50% bounce. That would be a normal bounce, because over here we got a 55% bounce. Over here basically we got as well 54% bounce. So having a similar bounce out of the lows, 55%, could put us near this second lower high potentially. So there's a little bit more upside potential in this place, but the best entries were around this buying zone, like I was mentioning in past videos before it happened, right? So the same mentality with MRAM, right? This stock basically had pulled back around 73%, 74% into this gap fill over here, and that's why I was saying the same mentality, and we got the bullish reaction out of it. So congrats to anybody who was watching this. Now I'm gonna do, a lot of people are asking me which one looks more solid, NBIS or IREN. So I'm gonna do a video on what I'm seeing. So basically this line over here basically was in April 15, April 16. Why that day? Because if I go to the QQQ, this was the day that we broke this high and this high. So once we break April 16, we kept making new all-time highs. But what happened? On NBIS, we rallied from here almost 80%, creating higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, new all-time highs in all of this price action. But what happened with IREN in the same time frame, right? So basically the same time frame, see, the same date, we only went up 43%. We created higher highs, but we never created a new all-time high. So only with this information alone, you're seeing that NBIS has had better performance. But if you want to take a step further and you want to analyze the NBIS IREN pair, I actually post over here on my X profile here that we're creating a W formation, and there was a lot more probability of basically Nebius outperforming IREN. And that's what happened. And now, if I'm on the weekly chart and I go to the EMAs, see what's happening here. I'm gonna erase all of this, right? So you guys can see a clear picture of what's about to happen, right? So I'm anticipating a bullish golden cross on the weekly time frame, coinciding with more outperforming of Nebius versus IREN. Even if both stocks goes down, basically I'm seeing less percentage downside on Nebius, because see, this is a W high time frame formation, and we're reclaiming this resistance, and we're creating a bullish consolidation for further move to the upside into this next resistance zone. So I still, even though I am getting bearish, because basically we already had this first move to the upside, we're now we chopped here for a while, another impulse. So I think we're close to potentially get the final impulse. So I want to see if we're gonna get a lower high here, or we're gonna print a new all-time high. Because if we start making a lower high here, so on a high time frame, this could become the beginning of a more downside potential coming. So I'm gonna watch that closely. And comparing to, and now analyzing IREN, I have been calling for more and more downside, and we haven't been able to reclaim this critical zone, even though the SPX have made a new all-time high, and even though the QQQ rallied and had a big rally. And the fact that IREN couldn't break this with that rally, that's not a bullish sign. And see here on the, we're about to have a dark cross, a bearish cross on the daily. And besides that, we have rejecting from the point of control, and we have massive supply overhead. So there's a lot of bearish factors that I'm seeing on IREN. Just to give you guys a follow-up, I really did a detailed video on X, so if you guys can find it. And I'm expecting a similar type of move here. So basically we got a rally, then we got a drop, then we got a consolidation base over here, and then we got our next rally to the upside. So this is a rally base rally. Now I have been calling for a drop now, and then a base. We're consolidating right now, creating the base, and now a potential another drop for more downside. So the downside here potential on IREN could still be like even 40%. So now let's finalize with CIFR. So I also did a really detailed analysis on one video explaining my CIFR bearish thesis, but I'm just gonna give a quick update right now. We are rejecting again from this key resistance, another rejection plus the deviation we had over here. We rejected, and now we already retest this gap. But now if price doesn't hold this would be my next target, which would be this gap over here. So that's something I'm really expecting. And also just to give you the guys update on the constant rejections we have had comparing CIFR versus the NDX, which is the NASDAQ but taking financials out. So I have been, in my past videos you guys can watch, I was targeting this zone on being the first target this pair was gonna test. So this going down means CIFR is gonna underperform the NASDAQ, the NDX. So it's aligning with our thesis. So I see much more downside on these neo cloud sectors. So just to give something into consideration, if you guys really enjoyed this video and please comment, share, so more people can have access to this high quality information.